So hi guys, welcome back, and here we have.
Aisha.
Mallikarjun.
So how was your placement journey in School of Triple E?
Actually, this time I was really very scared because of the recession and everything. But REVA did a tremendous job. It brought about 200 to 250 companies, which we were not at all expecting. There was a great pre-placement trainings and boot camps and mock interviews, and there was so much cooperation. We were just like, it was like a dream. It was so smooth, the whole placement. We did not even feel like when the placement started, when we got the job, how we got onboarded. It was so smooth. It was not at all chaotic or heroic as there is air in the market and everything.
ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಒಂದು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಜರ್ನಿನ ನೆನಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು?
PUC ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ like as we go for a CET counseling. So I had given REVA as in my fifth option. Okay, so I got it in mock round also, followed by other 3 rounds also. So then okay, triple E was it was the only choice given in counseling because I wanted to get into the triple E only, and like
Nice
one
to hear that.
yeah. Once I got into here, like we heard about the core companies, IT companies. No, there are many things around also. And then when we were in sixth semester, like even we didn't had any confidence at that time. Okay, we'll get into some company or also like. And then like one day I asked our placement or vertical at Aditya sir. So like how many core companies are you getting this year? Like he said, okay, there are no like Bosch is the obvious option. Others will see about it. Okay. Then the first Bosch was the first company came for placement. Hopefully we did that also. Got on.
So what were all the preparations like you did before attaining placements?
Okay, basically, first you should be thorough with your basics, communication skills. I mean, you can crack interview with your basics also. When I started my preparation, like it was all YouTube series only. No, 3 hours crash course, 5 hours crash course. So when I was doing, at one time I stopped at voltage divider rule. Voltage divider rule was the first question that interviewer asked me on the day of interview. But hopefully, like if you have some background of it, some common sense, like even if you are not getting the question, if you're not don't know the answer, like at least you tell them what the concept is, or like just tell them like honestly I don't know, like we can proceed next. So that was done, and before 2 days of our pre-placement talk, means to say some 1 week before our interview, we had one evening we had meeting with our director sir also. Like there he said us like you just be confident, and these 4 days before the interview, like he just told us like don't sleep at all, like you just go through basics, just do that. I did almost the all basics I covered, and then microcontrollers. Basically, I mean, my interview, he just asked me what you know. He was from EC background. The interview did his engineering in EC, and I am triple E guy. He asked me, I don't know much electrical, so I'll ask few questions on electrical, then we'll proceed for electronics. I said, okay, sir, we'll do that one. Then all electrical question he asked for numericals only. Okay, even if you don't know, also like at least what you know about that, what you have the idea of about that question. Okay, you can answer that one. And once he asked like, okay, we are done with electricals, we'll move on to the electronics now. Then he asked me what are your electronics topics. I said, sir, I don't have much exposure to electronics, but I know a few things that we can proceed with that. So same way I told him some analog electronics and digital, and then microcontrollers also, 8051 microcontroller. So based on those concepts, he asked some questions. I answered also, but there were some questions which I couldn't. But I told him honestly, sir, I don't know. So like we can proceed. Then even like at some time I got panicked also, like for not knowing the answer. Even interviewer was from also Uttar Karnataka only. He told me in Kannada, "Arey in panic agvedi, aramagi hedi. Okay, take your time." And then then he asked me on C programming because I had mentioned it in my resume also. There he asked some question like I was not able to answer, but I told him, okay, sir, I'm not able to recall it. After interview, I'll work on this one. Then I asked like once the interview got over, like he asked me, what do you have any questions for me? Then I asked him, so what? So how was my interview? Like, I want the feedback on my interview. He said, okay. Basically, like our triple guys, we don't have like much exposure to programming. We do some MATLAB also because we had exposure to programming, but it was even there is student fault also that we don't learn some things, right? So and C programming, it was done online for us, you know. That was not like at a good exposure for it. And then this MATLAB and all, like it was a good exposure. Okay, but then he told, okay, you have got 1 year to join Bosch. Okay, you might learn. You have to learn
So which company are you placed in now?
Bosch.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So this batch, basically your batch faced a lot during pandemic time and recursion. So how did you actually come out of it?
Actually, pandemic was not at all a problem. I think it was more of an opportunity because it gave us a bigger time span to actually learn more things. When we were in college, we used to go college at 8 and be finished with it at about 5, then eat, sleep. So we would not have got any time for actual preparation of the interviews of DSA and topics. So I think if we think about it, pandemic was actually more of an opportunity because we got more time. We got more time for ourselves, our families, for our personal things, and I think it was better. uh, as you have heard, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. You see things as you perceive it, so I think it depends on person to person.
So ಜೂನಿಯರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಿಪ್ಲಿನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
Of course, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ see, when we say IT industry, it, it not only means that you know you just do some coding and there's nothing. Okay, I mean it's not the only thing. When we like when Bosch came, there were two packages for, okay, two work packs. I mean the mobility solutions, then the IT solutions. We thought that we would be put into IT solutions, but they took us into mobility solutions. There, you know, there even in vehicle there's some software goes into it. Software means it's not only developing, there is some testing also, some other things also associated with it. Okay, and what I learned in my all semesters here, you know, the motors, inverters, DC converters, the same thing I'm doing in Bosch. I'm doing my internship there, same thing I'm doing there. So you know, like once you in what in college, what I'm saying is just like the theory one, some exposure to practical one. Even you have some practical exposure. So it's not like a industrial level exposure. Okay, there in industry, like it's a very different one. It's all like it's here 1x, then there's a 10x there. Okay, and like as a student, what would you search in a YouTube or in a Google, for example? Basics of induction machine, basics of DC machine. But there you won't search basics. You'll go for advanced one. You'll go thorough into it. If you take a motor, each and every part you have to know. So what's the thing? What's the current? This the. So that's the beauty of, you know, electrical engineering. You can do it. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. It's my experience.
So which company are you placed in?
I am placed in IBM Kindred.
Nice. Um, if you would like to tell something about our school of Triple,
Okay.
so what would you like?
In Triple E, I am in electrical and computer science. So I think that is one of the best courses you can take because it actually gives best of the both worlds. You get to learn the hardware, you get to learn the software, and then you can choose. You get the proper exposure, and then you can choose if you want to go in the hardware part, if you want to go in the software part, or even better, if you want to go in both and just grab the best of the two worlds. So,
Oh,
very few colleges and very few departments actually offer such hybrid courses where you get to learn both. I actually in every semester have had a few subjects of electrical and had a few subjects of computer science. So I can make the computer and I can make it run. I can make the hardware and I can make the software. So I think that would be a great course to take because that will give you even more exposure and it will eventually open more doors for you. Just.
so is there anyone you would like to talk about in this interview?
One in particular, I would particularly like to talk about Aditya sir because he has been such a great mentor throughout all the 4 years. Like, I have seen him talking in English, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, whatever you go with him, he always has a solution. He's the first person who answers all the calls. He just takes it up upon him like all the children, whatever it is small or big or placement or internship. He is the internship coordinator, I think. He has made the whole process so smooth, so easy. He said, "Don't worry about college. You do your work. We'll take care of everything." And that is exactly what we have been doing for 1 year. And that is what made us actually made us excel in the placements and in the companies actually.
Thank you.